So this mic's working. they can only hear me. There we go. Okay. All right. It's just me until I figure out how to get our audio. This is totally One Culture Podcast right now. Well, thank you to all the viewers who tuned in and listened to the silent portion of our podcast. We were pouring our souls out pretty hard. We are recording, and they're going to get all of this after the fact, so we won't have to go back and rehash. Let's see. Thank you, Nix Valley, for letting me know my mic is working, but why can't I connect to their mics? You know what I think it is? Yup, pretty much. Let's see. Let's move you to the back. Oh, duh. Just kind of move it underneath the... Hey, Art. Ain't nobody fucking asked you to be here. Just saying that.
Where is the...
There we go. Kind of, sort of.
I only see get a real IT guy in my chat room.
Oh, that is Art?
It's a local ogre.
Okay, I think I fixed it. Can y'all let me know if y'all can hear Gigi and Trey now?
I'm gonna talk right now.
Okay, we can hear everybody.
Yay!
Very nice.
Well, I'm kind of stuck with this mic unless... Hold on. Let's see.
Oh, great. Now you're covering all of us up in the live stream on Twitch.
Don't worry.
Man.
It's a work in progress. Okay. OBS, folks, they made some changes, and it's a little harder to get it. Oh, now I sound like a robot. I hope that's fixed. Testing.
Bleep, blurp, bleep. Can you understand me?
I think I'm going to have to keep my microphone off, and...
Why you got to complicate things for
me? It's going great. Don't worry. Y'all's is working fine. Don't worry. I got a backup microphone. I'm here. I know why it's... No, that's not why it's not working. Fuck it. I'm fine using this microphone. Okay. So, quick synopsis of what we were talking about.
We were explaining where we've been, why we ghosted everybody so suddenly back in July of last year, because we all kind of got bitch slapped by life. Yeah.
It was rough. We talked about trying to go to a con. We tried to go to Houston, and we did. We took the whole con experience. We did it all. We saw friends. We had meetups. We
did panels. We
ate the food.
Met with celebrities and
the whole shebang. And Trey contracted COVID, unfortunately, while we were there, because we didn't know Delta was a thing. It was still all up in the air. So yeah, and Trey revealed that unfortunately he came back and fought off COVID, but ended up his mother got infected as well, and unfortunately she passed. And that's why we all kind of took a step back, because hospitals were so bad. I couldn't get in to be seen in an emergency room. Trey couldn't get the care for his loved one that he needed because hospitals were so clogged with people. And after that, we just kind of all took a step back because it hit so close to home. with someone we loved, and we actually lost someone from COVID now. And Trey was saying, which is why it infuriates him when people are saying it's a hoax or it's fake, it's not real, because he paid a real price. We all lost a truly loved person, and it sucks to hear people say things like that. But I want to thank the 6 of you who are in here for sticking through that and chatting it up. Staticky, almost. Who's staticky? Am I staticky? Are they staticky?
I think it's you.
It's me again. One of these days. The good thing is I can kind of test it out.
You said your other mic.
Oh, that one. Oh, damn. I'm surprised they can hear the 2 mics. Okay. I just didn't turn off all my other settings here, guys. So there we go. Now we should be good. Now testing 1 2 3.
Testing.
Test.
The cool thing about streaming through Twitch, guys, as opposed to Facebook, is I can actually hear us back in my headphones, so I can hear exactly what the crowd is hearing. And I turned it off because I was hearing like a delay of what Gigi said, and I felt like I was talking over her at times. But we're back. It's fixed. Everybody should be able to hear me. This was when you were trying to use it. This before you came back on the other mic. Oh, okay. So I'm good. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Mr. Nix Valley. Loyal. Day 1 right there. That's a boy from all the way from the beginning. Art, my brother, was bored, but we'll bring it back. We'll unbore you in a little bit. So that's where we've been, guys. COVID was real. It hit. We all got kind of thrown back by it and went into, coping in our own ways and kind of
self-preservation.
It'll catch you off guard for sure. One common thing I've noticed with several people I've talked to that have gotten COVID, whenever they've gotten this, and this is just like a tale of caution, you got to take care of yourself. And when you're at a con, you're walking all day, you're dehydrated, you're tired, and me, for instance, I enjoyed some drinks with friends, and that just adds to the mix even more, and that just makes you more susceptible to catching it. So that's a very common thing to happen at cons. So if you're going to hit the con floors again, we're not out of the woods with this yet. Take care of yourself. Don't push yourself.
No, definitely want everybody
to be safe. Your immunity system
safe.
will be caught off guard.
Yeah, immune system will be off guard, and then you'll get this unfortunate, horrible disease. Hopefully not. It seems to be weaning down. We've said that before. We've thought that before. Let's hope this time we don't have to deal with it again in another resurgence, because I know the UK is fighting it off right now. They just set a record for cases. China has another bad surge, so generally we're on delay from that, but fingers crossed, hoping for the best, hoping everybody's staying safe at Fiesta, because we are in San Antonio and everybody is downtown right now. Hopefully you're all staying safe doing that.
Battle of Flowers is tomorrow, the big parade. So
my kids are so stoked because they have no school tomorrow, and then next Friday they also have no school, so they're pumped. They couldn't be happier.
Nice.
Great time to be a San Antonian.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I kind of want to talk about where I've been as well.
That's what I was going to segment to you, because Trey just kind of told us what he did. So, yes, if you could please tell us where you went, what you were doing while the podcast wasn't a thing.
So, in July of 2019, I know we talked about it briefly when that happened. My husband and I decided to become foster parents, and we took in a sibling group of 3, and had every intention of, being foster parents, and then essentially having them reunify with their biological parents, and taking in more kids and just continuing that process, because we have struggled with infertility in the past. So that we were like, okay, this is our next step. Well, long story short, we adopted those 3 children at the end of August. So I went from being a stepmom part-time to being a full-time mom of 4. So that was a huge change. And then we decided that we quickly outgrew our home that we bought when we got married. And we needed a new house. So we started the process of, making our credit scores better and doing home improvement to put our house on the market and sell it. So we put our house on the market in January, and it sold within 3 days. And then we didn't buy our house that we're currently in until March 18th. So for a little while, we had to split our family and live with, so my husband and 3 boys lived with my brother-in-law at his house because he was closer to their school. And then my daughter and I lived with my parents because we were closer to her school and my work. So we were separated for a little while, and that was really hard and an emotional mindfuck. But then in March, we moved back in together in our new house, and everybody has their space. So yeah, that's where I've been.
Yeah.
I'm in my new office. You can't really tell, but
this whole studio is her new office.
Yeah, this is my new office.
This whole thing.
I bought it specifically for Con Culture.
We're all sitting in her new office now.
Yeah, you can see my that wing over there. That's the children's wing over there.
That tower in the background.
This is our acreage of land. Yeah, it's great.
My house is right here.
Yes. Everybody now lives on the.
We're on campus.
Reserve.
All of us live on campus. I live in those trees back there. That's my bathroom.
Yeah, we're neighbors. One of our neighbors.
Yes, we are neighbors.
Y'all just swing through the trees.
100% Tarzan with your buttholes. I love that illustration that has him holding Jane, and he's like,
like imagine
butt clenching.
That
never gets old. That never gets old.
But
I love it.
So yeah, that's where I've been.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to. There was a lot of things that I had to take care of, kind of from like July. No, not July. It doesn't matter. Like August onward, and there was just a lot of things, and it was nonstop. But yeah, when Juan, kind of was testing the waters and was like, "Hey, who's interested in coming back?" My heart just absolutely leapt out of my chest. I was so excited and so ready to be back. I missed my little Con Culture family. Yeah. Even though we'd seen each other, but still.
Yeah, we had been in communication either way, but this thing that we do is a lot of fun, and where I've been is I've kind of been working on myself, focusing on myself, personal growth, and just I didn't want to do the podcast anymore. I just did not. I think I was making it too much of a chore in my head and was overthinking a lot of things and trying to do too much with it, that I lost sight of it just being a fun little gathering with my friends. Getting together with Gigi, Trey, Brittany, that was always the fun part. But like organizing things, planning layouts, scheduling time to shoot things, and while COVID was going on, was all just a big pain and was just too much that I am very, very bipolar. So I could love something 1 minute and then just completely drop it like it never mattered the next. And that kind of is where I was. But I think it was just good timing. I'm in a really good space. I've made a lot of real good progress. I'm kind of where Gigi was. We're working on getting our own spot and upgrading ourselves. And, Trey was interested. I kind of pitched it to him first, since him and I talk a lot. I pitched it to him and he was like, I'm all in. I'm sure Gigi would be too. And when I pitched it
I had talked with Trey about it like a week before you sent it. I was like, I really miss it.
Yeah.
Like I think I said, I was like, I low-key missed the podcast.
The universe just, I guess, let everybody know it was time to kind of get back to it again. So we definitely wanted to do it. And And as you can see, there's 3 of us here, not 4. Brittany is decided to kind of step away from the podcast and focus her energy on other things that she's doing. We all completely...
and there's no bad blood. I want to nip that in the bud right now. There's no bad blood, and we love her and respect her decision, because it's never an easy decision to step away from something.
Yeah.
But, she saw that her energy was needed in other places, which is totally valid and totally fine. So we love her.
100%.
And her birthday's on Monday.
Yep. So
just throwing that out there.
So yeah. Follow.
Brittany.
Yeah, you can still find her on Instagram. I think she did a post yesterday, looking amazing as always. God, she's such an awesome person. We 100% are still friends outside of the podcast, but like Gigi said, she just wants to focus her energy on other things. So anything you see her do, 100% support her, because we will be supporting her in whatever she decides to do creatively, because she's probably the most talented creative I know, just with the amount of things she can do. So definitely continue to support Brittany.
Art nailed it right on the head. She's smart, and she's getting away from us nerds.
Oh, 100%. 100%. We were batting out of our wheelhouse, and we knew it, Art. You totally called it, bro. So, yeah, that's kind of where we've been. And as far as what's coming next, like what we're doing now with the podcast, it's going to be just the same cast we've always had, with just live streams of us ranting about the nerdy shit we love, talking about new movies. I have reviews on a couple of films that aren't out yet that we'll be doing in this podcast later on. Gigi has topics she wants to talk about with finales that took place. Trey has some things he wants to touch base on. So we're all just going to kind of rant about things we love and get to communicate with everybody in chat. Anybody who wants to chime into the chat.
Oh my God. Sorry. My dog. The zoomies, it just ran at me.
Xenophilia.
Yes.
I love it. See? Totally unscripted.
She came out of the darkness, and I just hear it like barreling, and then she was like right next to me.
That reminds me of the Ghost episode. Gigi just freaked out. We have so many good memories on this show, and that's why we came back. That's why we came back. We wanted to keep the good memories rolling. So
sorry about that.
That's where we've been. We're gonna press on as we have before, but with new stuff. We're still gonna be going to cons and giving movie reviews, doing the things we did before. Speaking of cons, though, we went to one. Yeah, we went to one. We have a lot of con news, and I guess we'll give you our thoughts on Houston outside of the COVID incident. I loved it. I loved everything about Houston and thought it was such a fun experience. The floor was filled with great vendors, and Trey, I believe, is going to be editing that footage of interviews we actually did with some of the vendors and artists, and we'll be putting that up on YouTube so you guys can kind of see.
Gigi was a celebrity.
100%.
On Saturday.
100%.
I was not a celebrity.
You kidding me? Everyone was like, I'm here.
Oh, when I was All Might.
Yeah.
He did get a lot of
love. A lot of
love that day.
Yeah.
Well, then
could not walk more than like 10, 15 feet without people like, can we get your picture, All Might? Please.
It was the booty, that's why.
100%. Your All Might was your All Might had a dump truck.
Detroit Smash.
We'll post a picture of it later.
No, just kidding. Yeah. You have to now. You done teased it. It's going to be a TikTok. Yep. Which, if you aren't following us on TikTok, be sure to follow us on TikTok. Shame on you. We're going to be shooting. That's another thing we'll be doing, is shooting new TikTok content. But yeah, Houston was phenomenal. The celebrities were good. I think you guys did some meet and greet. Who did y'all meet while y'all were there?
I met the voice actor of All Might. I think he was the only. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm also getting confused because I went up to Dallas a few months later, and I met
all mixed up.
Chris Wake. I met Chris Wakehamp there.
Yeah, my brother got us a meet and greet with Zach Morris, which my inner teenager was screaming because I totally patterned my entire philosophy on women off Zach Morris, which, if you've seen Saved by the Bell, is the worst thing you can do. He's a total womanizer, but it was all in a comedy way. But yeah, no, I totally thought that would work. Just kind of being a cool, smooth, suave guy, and you get tons of girls, and it was a fun middle school experience to say the least. But we got to meet Zach Morris.
We got free energy drinks.
We did get free energy drinks.
Was awesome.
We shot a
and they just they kept giving them to us.
We had a hilarious shoot on a backdrop where we all went and we were gonna power jump and we were all gonna be in air for this awesome shot, Well, Gigi goes full on
like a cat.
Just boom, like an All Might jump, just right out of the frame, leaves the ground, tucks her knees up. She's around damn near our shoulders, Trey and I take off from the ground. I swear we did. I swear we took off from the ground. It doesn't look like it in the picture, but if you zoom in,
some pieces of paper.
Oh yeah, I think Trey and I got at least half a deck of cards high.
Just Photoshop it, just cut y'all out, and just superimpose.
The best part are the photos leading up to the jump.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We have funniest
those photos?
Oh yeah.
Those photos exist. We'll post it on Instagram, the story about the jump and me and Trey struggling to get air while Gigi just soars through it like Squirrel Girl. It was ridiculous.
Just say our NBA careers were crushed that day.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't going to make it into the league at that point. Yeah, it was sad, bro. It was not. My brother was there. My wife saw it. It was not.
Art got married that weekend.
He did get married. And divorced. I think it was all in one
day.
It was insane. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to be there. I don't think he did. He still probably doesn't want to talk about the divorce, but
yeah,
it was a lot of fun. We had good food, good drinks, good memories.
We went to the best bar in Houston, hands down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. The bar y'all went to, y'all told me was amazing. We went to a pizza spot that was phenomenal. And it was so cool because it wasn't crowded. How everything downtown was super packed and just cluttered with people. This spot, we got there about an hour before close. One of the local vendors who was there, we went with a vendor and a couple artists from the con. So it was great kind of getting to interview them after the interview or before the interview. That's how we ended up getting them to do it and kind of hearing about their con experience, going from con to sell their stuff. And it was just awesome. The food was great. The conversations were even better. There was a whole lot of laughs, and we had almost the whole place to ourselves. And it was still in downtown, which was surprising that it was so empty.
Yeah.
So
I love downtown Houston.
I would go back there.
Oh, 100%. If they would have us, we will gladly return to Comic Palooza because it was a blast. The hotel was great. Everything about it.
And I will say they treated our media passes really well. It just seemed like the staff that they had there was all very knowledgeable.
Yep.
They were all very helpful.
Yeah. They allowed the press to just kind of. It's cool because we got to cut in line. We went straight to a different desk and they hooked it up. They gave us all our passes. They allowed us to get our spouses' passes. Like my wife, they just gave us her pass from the press area.
Yeah.
So it was really, really cool. And
Well, and for the meet and greets, I didn't take advantage of this because I felt bad doing it.
Don't you though? Even though we get some perks, it still feels.
I didn't do. I waited in line.
Mm-hmm.
But we could have even, they really took care of their press pass holders there, which was really nice.
We get into panels earlier than everybody, so it was super cool. Just because you want to get the coverage.
Contest early.
Yes. Yeah, you want to get the coverage, so you want to kind of see these things and get the best camera angles so that we can help promote the con. That's the whole point of it. My brother said, "Fuck you for that. I had to go through the line." Hey, I was looking for you. That's your fault. You didn't find me. Find me, and I'll get you in. That's all I can say. We cut lines here. So yeah, that is the con we went to, and we also recently, Trey and I went to Hill Country. I know you went to Dallas, Gigi. What was Dallas like?
Oh, that was so fun. So I met up with CRISPR Cosplay and Sierra, who she just changed her name, and I can't remember the handle.
Both former guests on the show.
Yes. And we went, and that was fun. We met a bunch of My Hero voice actors because the three of us are like My Hero fans. And yeah, we met up. We did like a little meetup with some people, and Krista and I were dressed up like Deku and Bakugo's moms, and then we had a Deku and a Bakugo, and then we're just filming TikToks like in the lobby, you know, taking a break from the con, and the Denki's voice actor, his like agent or manager comes over, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, go to his table, tell him I sent you. He loves whenever people cosplay as Bakugo's mom," because there's a whole joke in the anime and the manga that like Denki is in love with Bakugo's mom. Like it's become like a headcanon. Like it's this whole thing. He thinks she's hot. So I go there and I met him, and he was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then he was like, "Wait," and he's like finding his picture. He has an artist drew him holding up like a boombox to Kachan's mom, and it's like Kachan's mom has got it going on or something, and so he like signed it. It was like he was like fangirling about me, and I'm like fangirling about him, and I was like, I have a fish named Denki, like, and so Dallas was really a fun con, and actually it's coming up in a few months. So definitely going to be going back to Dallas.
Yeah. No, it's in June. It's in June. It's in June.
It's in June?
It's in June. Dallas is in June. May. No,
May. It's not in May. It's definitely summertime.
Yeah. That one will be in June.
Yeah, it's June 17th.
Corpus is in July. Speaking of other cons.
Hey, I'm Jinx. That's Sierra's.
Yes.
That's
so
Sierra's.
What about Hill Country, Trey? What were your thoughts on Hill Country? And it was a smaller con, but I gave it 2 thumbs up. What about you?
I think it's great. It's a very fast growing con, and I wouldn't be surprised if they change venues next year. I mean, it was
packed
tight this year, and rightfully so. I mean, tons of vendors, tons of people, and it was just a great turnout. And it was just so great to see the cosplay homies again in person. It's just been way too long.
Yeah. And they all look phenomenal. Everybody has been working on themselves during the pandemic, and I came out not looking as good as them.
Their gains, and I was gaining.
Oh, same.
Yeah, no. Everyone looked amazing. Phenomenal. Like, West was, like, so good in his Wolverine, and Charles was phenomenal. Dez, all of them. Like, all of them were phenomenal. Garth, all just great-looking people, even better personalities. So it was so much fun to see everyone. And we're excited to continue that. Hill Country, I will say, was probably the biggest catalyst in me wanting to do the podcast again, because I missed it
on a whim. It was a last minute decision, to be honest. Because first I was telling myself, no, I'm not going to go. I'm going to stay away from cons. And I think Art kind of talked us into it, and we were like, let's do it.
Wasn't I like out of town or something?
I think you were.
You may have been
some other stuff going on.
Yeah, you may have had some other things going on.
I think that might have been the weekend where I did the meetup, the Lake House meetup.
No, I think it was after that.
Oh, and I was like, I can't go 2 weekends in a row.
Yeah, no, you couldn't do it. You couldn't do that to him. You couldn't do that to him. But I don't believe in Nix Valley. You're gorgeous and amazing, bro. You fit into it. I know you can. I believe in you. I don't believe you. I'm not gonna buy it, Dylan. You still fit into that, and you look phenomenal. Upload pictures. DM me privately later. Don't worry about it. I'll big you up. I will big you up. I will big him up all day long. No, Hill Country was great, and it is 100% got me wanting to go back out there and meet and see everyone and experience all these great events. Now that it's thankfully becoming a little safer, we're still taking precautions.
This year were amazing.
Midnight Inc. I bought a Ninja Turtles piece from Midnight Inc., who does these amazing crossovers. He had the Ninja Turtles and Daredevil in the same frame, which makes so much sense because they both got their powers because of the ooze, like the same ooze that blinded Matt Murdock made the Ninja Turtles. So this guy knows his content, knows his comics, and had amazing mashups, and I had to buy it. And not just that, I love supporting minority artists and minority vendors and minority creators. It was just an awesome opportunity to both support a minority creator and get this amazing piece of artwork that is now in my kitchen. And I will probably upload a picture to Instagram so you guys can see it. And I'll share his page on the Con Culture also.
Did y'all go to that that minority? It was like that con that was celebrating.
Trey and my brother did. Yes, Trey and my brother. It was
celebrating like Hispanic heritage, like nerd culture, which is like the coolest thing.
Yeah,
that's so fun.
That was a fun little meetup.
I love that things like this are popping up because it really does help boost these artists, and it gives them a platform and helps them get the recognition that they need. Like Trey, you got me an amazing piece of art, like from, I don't remember the artist's name. I have to hang it, but yeah, like I mean, just like so cool. Like, it's amazing.
It is cool to kind of get some representation. What is this?
It's just the artist.
Yeah.
Every time, just seeing like these artists' renditions of our favorite characters.
Yes.
It was nothing like the past experience, because I loved Houston, but at some other cons I saw there was no new art. There was nothing new. There was nothing fresh. It was starting to get stagnant, and Hill Country's artist brought their A game. There was so many.
Everyone had a year and a half to just
bring out their best.
Well, yeah, and then like really like fine tune their styles.
Yep. And they did, and they knocked it out of the park. There was so many good artists and cosplays. There were amazing cosplays.
Oh my god.
We saw a Yondu that Trey uploaded on his Instagram, that he looked phenomenal. His Ravager outfit was great, on point. So Hill Country was chef's kiss, grade A, but there's so many cons coming up ahead. Like we said, Dallas is in July. We got announcements for Celebrity Fan Fest. Celebrity Fan Fest will be here in town. We have guest announcements already. The Red Hood, the actor who plays the Red Hood in Titans, will be here. Reacher from, well, both, I guess. He's both in Titans and in the show Reacher, which if you haven't seen on Amazon Prime, Reacher, chef's kiss, probably one of the best shows on Amazon, on par with The Boys. It is so good. So good.
Also Raph.
Yes, he's also Raph in the Ninja Turtles. So we have those celebrities announced. We have, of course, a Ghostbuster coming back. Mr. Ernie Hudson will be in town. We just had an animated star, voice actor, and live action star announced. The voice of, I can't remember Encanto characters. Isabel. There you go. I was going to go to Gigi. I was like, Gigi has to know her name. So yes.
I was letting Trey talk about his boo.
His boo thing. So yeah, she's going to be here. And there's so many more awesome announcements. I had a conversation with Bobo a couple weeks ago, and he's working overtime to try to make something awesome for San Antonio, because it is hard with production schedules. Everything's kind of getting back on, not just our podcast, but $1 million studio productions that were on hold are now ramping back up. So getting A-list actors is very difficult, but Bobo is the type to give it his all to put on the best show possible. So be sure to support this, because
can't commend him enough for what he did last year. I mean, that was not an easy decision to make with last year's event.
Not at all. Yeah, people were upset, but are we talking Will Smith? No, we don't really need to talk Will Smith. That's 2 weeks ago, but we can talk, I guess, if it fits into a segment later on. But right now we're on con news. So Celebrity Fan Fest isn't the only con that had announcements. Colossal Con made an announcement, Trey?
Yes, they have moved their dates.
Whoa.
They're now our summer convention. They were originally scheduled to come out at the New Kalahari Resort here in Round Rock around November, which, they have the indoor pools and everything, but I think there's some scheduling conflicts, and then they're able to utilize more of the venue now in the summertime. It's truly a summer con, which makes sense. It's a swimsuit water park themed convention, you need to do it in the summer. So
the new dates are August 19th through the 21st.
And it
sucks for some people
time of the year.
They all because a lot of people reserved their flights and their rooms for that weekend, but I know the convention's doing everything they can to compensate that.
Well, the cool thing is all the room bookings got moved. So if you had a room, that automatically got moved over to the new dates. You don't have to do anything. They did it for you. However, flights is another story. Unfortunately, we know some people who were going to fly in for it that, they now have to work on getting that refunded through the airline and that whole hassle. So they are definitely sorry about that, but they at least did what they could in moving you without no questions asked, just moving your dates. The hotel, the resort just honored the new dates. So you don't have to do anything if you already got your stuff. I would call to verify, but Colossal Con says they took care of it. So yeah, we have all those cons coming up. Corpus, we're going to try to be at as many as possible. Any that will have us as guests, we're more than willing to go and help and promote and enjoy and just spread the positivity about all the cons that we've been to. And it's not just cons though, guys. We have other news to talk about. We have a lot of pop culture news that we have, like WB just announced something, didn't they, Trey? Did we cut somebody?
Yeah, in a flash. They cut him real quick. Which, I mean, I'm kind of surprised because, this is not his first time.
Not even his second time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it just kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth because I think I speak for everyone. We're all Team Johnny Depp here on this podcast.
100%.
And to see what happened with him and his whole fallout with his former spouse Amber Heard, and to see that she's still allowed to
it's the annoying double standard.
Right, and it's just I'm not very happy with Warner Brothers right now.
I
mean, I'm happy they finally pulled the plug in, but it's like you need to continue to do the right things, because speaking of which, like the new Fantastic Beasts movie Secrets of Dumbledore is coming out, which I'm very torn about. Like I want to see it, but at the same time, I do not want to support this studio right now.
Yeah.
Especially what they did to Johnny Depp. It's just like, and I love these characters and I love this story so much. I mean, Gigi and I both cosplay characters from it.
I'm a little salty from, I feel like they did Queenie dirty.
That's a whole nother topic and issue.
That's my main issue with it.
But they did Johnny way more worse.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch a movie where they removed him.
The actor replacing him is phenomenal.
Yes, nothing against him.
I love his work, but you're not Johnny Depp. I'm sorry, you're not the original Grindelwald. Like,
no.
Sorry, like we've had 2 films with him, and he just ripped the carpet from underneath us. So.
Yeah, and if it'd be different if he was having to step away or had other issues, health concerns, something where he chose to step away, it'd be different. We'd be understanding. This was the studio removing him, yet keeping his partner, who has now been proven to be the aggressor. And it's ridiculous. And it sucks for Johnny. So I will not be supporting that movie. Fuck it, bootleg it. If you do want to watch it, I'm not going to support it or see
it.
I'll be Jack Sparrowing it.
Same thing with Aquaman. I love comic book films. Comic book films.
I love Jason Momoa.
But I will not be... I love Jason Momoa with a passion. Everybody knows I simp for him heavily, but I will not be watching Aquaman in theaters, I don't think. I'll be watching Aquaman
wholeheartedly. It's just... It's the ridiculous... Like I keep saying, the double standard, where it's like, oh... We're taking him out because he abused his spouse.
Yeah.
But then we're gonna keep her.
Yeah.
Can we deep fake them?
Him?
Can we deep fake them? Can we put Johnny back in the movie and then put Emilia Clarke over Amber Heard?
I'm saying Trey had the best idea with Emilia Clarke. Who doesn't want to see Jason Momoa and Emilia Clarke back together?
Oh my gosh. They have such good chemistry.
It would have made Aquaman
love each other
so
in
much
real life
better.
As well.
Well, he's single now, so let's make this happen.
Right?
Is she single now?
Yes. So I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's Jason Momoa.
I need my call on Khaleesi back.
Yes. So yeah, Ezra Miller's out. Unfortunately, there's another actor who's also out, but not for a good reason. Unfortunately, Bruce Willis is stepping away from acting due to a medical condition similar to dementia, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So he's kind of cognitively deteriorating, and will now have to step away from acting.
It's one of my favorite action stars, like hands down.
Yeah. I heard as an asshole behind the scenes, but even Kevin Smith, who swore off Bruce Willis after working with him, calling him a terror, a nightmare, a horrible person to work with, even he led a heartfelt well wishes to Bruce Willis.
He's passionate about his craft.
100%.
No denying that.
Yeah. So, sucks for Bruce Willis. It's a horrible situation anytime your health is, forcing you to exit. See, those instances we understand, but what they did to Johnny, we will never forgive. But there was also a finale this week of a series that some people may have watched.
Finale part 2.
Yeah, Gigi's got the scoop on part 2.
I am so angry right now.
Why?
So mostly because I was like, okay, well, I lived to see the end of Attack on Titan. I've read the manga, but I've lived to see the ending of the anime, and now I have to live a whole other year. So now I have to get my ass in the gym. I have to work out. I have to do cardio.
You didn't.
That I can live another year to see the part 3 finale, the part 3 of the final season.
You didn't think they were just gonna give it to you? No, they had to do it like The Hobbit and stretch what could have easily been a shorter film into 3 long 3-hour movies.
Biggest cash cow right now.
Like, I will 100% admit there is a lot. Like the last part, like this 3-part, whatever, season 4. This is when like shit hits the fan. So they really do need this time to really tie everything together. If they went based off of the manga. But Yams, the author, that's his nickname, that is amongst the manga community, Yams, has decided to change the ending of the anime because people didn't like the ending in the manga.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I'm so annoyed. I'm just so
I'm not against that though, because I don't know if I always want to see a straight adaptation from the source material. Because sometimes, Trey and I have had this discussion a lot, is sometimes stuff that works on paper does not work in the feature, in the series, in the anime. So you have to make some changes story-wise to make it work. And also,
but I'm going to use your logic.
Yeah.
I have heard you say on multiple times, I'm sure if we go back and find a quote, DC has perfect adaptations on the pages. Why don't they just copy paste into film? The AOT, Attack on Titan, on paper.
Yes.
The ending, it wasn't the perfect happy ending that everybody wanted. That's not a spoiler. I'm just
No.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you were referencing the animated movies. DC animated movies.
Yes, they need to have DC's animated division. But no, Gigi's right. Their comic material, if they were to just lift it and put it on a big screen, would be better than what they're doing now. But
I believe this was Straw Hat Goofy. He had a great take on this. Mm-hmm. With these comic book characters, these are storylines we've seen unravel for decades. You can't do that with the same actor, which is why we've had so many Batmans and so many Supermans.
Yes.
So it's like there's some things that can't work in the world of cinema.
Yes, 100%. And Dylan makes a great point. AOT was never meant to be happy. If you're expecting a happy ending in Attack on Titan...
Thank you. Bruh. And people were mad that the ending wasn't like beautiful. So now he's changing the ending.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna get like happy-go-lucky Teletubby Attack on Titan.
Can we get the same thing for Game of Thrones?
There's talks of a new series coming from Attack on Titan now.
Spin-off?
What is it?
Another spin-off.
Yeah.
It's the kid of Mikasa.
There you go. It's not over because
and Eren is still in it.
There's a lot of money to be made. Boruto is there for a reason. All right, folks.
There's
going to be more.
If my eye roll
It came out on camera just fine.
Here, I'll get closer.
It came out good. But it's not all small screen news this week, guys. It's not all small screen news. We actually have some movies that we got to watch and give our take on. Some small screen movie that did blow me away. Trey, if you want to speak a little bit on the Adam Project, what were your thoughts on that Ryan Reynolds, Mark Ruffalo special delivery? I was not ready for that
movie. Like, it caught me off guard. Like,
hit you in the feels.
Gigi, have you seen it?
No, I have not. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I have not seen any movies. I haven't had time.
I'm going to do my best to do a spoiler-free version review.
I think you can do that.
This is the best, like, time travel, sci-fi, family film, action film that I've seen in a long, long time. Like you're laughing your ass off, and then boom, let me hit you in the feels. Boom, let me hit you in the feels. And oh, that was cool. Oh, that was cool. And it's just like I said, I wasn't ready. Like, it was a roller coaster of emotions.
100%.
I think it goes without saying, I cried so many times watching this, and it wasn't like bad cries. It was like a good, like, let it out cry. Like, I feel like a better person. I feel more in touch with myself.
Yes.
Kind of cry.
It wasn't like one of those weak side hugs. You know, it was one of those squeeze the life out of you.
Like break your rib. Like a break your rib kind
exactly.
of hug.
Like a break your rib kind of hug. That's a movie reference you'll get when you watch it. But it's a heartwarming story, emotional roller coaster from start to end. You just got big.
Whoa. Like popped.
I told you it's going to do that throughout the show. It's all kinds of weird.
I was so little.
But there was also a movie that you thoroughly enjoyed, Trey. What were your thoughts on The Batman?
Okay, I'm also going to try to do a spoiler-free version of this. It is coming out to HBO Max soon, so you folks haven't seen it yet. Mark your calendars. Unpopular opinion, maybe popular opinion, I think this is the best Batman film to date. That truly captures the Caped Crusader, the world's greatest detective. And our boy Robert Pattinson has had quite the journey of his acting career, and to me, this is the height of his career with the roles he's had, and I can't wait to see more.
I couldn't agree more. Robert Pattinson knocked it out the park. This is the best movie I have seen all year. Y'all know that I've been shitting on DC movies for the longest time. And this movie almost cleansed my entire palate.
What more?
I don't know what the fuck y'all are doing, but stop whatever y'all are doing and do more of what you did with the Batman WB. I need you to do more of that, DC, because it was phenomenal. The cinematography was great. The acting was phenomenal. The music is so simple. The score is so simple, but so compelling.
Sometimes that's more effective.
It was super effective because it was just
take out all the fluff and just keep the core part of it, because that's like we want that. We don't want all the like little like tingy things.
and it kept a consistent feel. My son was saying they did little minor things. Yeah, very noir, but they did tone and pitch changes and tempo shifts of the same song, and it has a totally different feel, but yet familiar the entire film. And the Batman, I just can't brag enough about it.
We've never seen a Bruce Wayne like this, the recluse who doesn't know how to go back and forth between his alter egos.
Yep. He doesn't have it figured out yet, guys. This is a rookie Batman. He's only been doing it in the 2 years. In the synopsis, you can see that he's only been doing it for 2 years. So you get a rough around the edges Batman, and it is so
Robert said
good.
His inspiration for the role was Kurt Cobain during his like recluse years after, becoming famous.
And you get that vibe. You get that vibe the whole movie.
They even go with the Nirvana song, Something in the Way, and it's just, I love that song in the movie. It just fits so perfectly.
Everything about it.
To be honest, I haven't seen it yet. Not because I didn't want to. I just had a lot going on.
You had to
do a movie night with
move an entire
house.
Yeah, do a movie night. You had to move an entire house into another house, so you're excused. I think you're good.
I would say this is still not a Batman for the kids.
No.
I'm not.
No. Yeah. But go watch it. If you haven't, HBO Max, it's coming in a couple weeks. You're going to have to get your eyes on it. It's phenomenal.
I want more.
I really want to see it. I've been excited for Robert Pattinson's Batman since they announced it. I've always loved him, even in my high school days when he was Edward Cullen. I think he's a great actor. I mean,
he will Cedric Diggory.
You're gonna love him. You're gonna love him. And another thing I know that you'll love about this film is it's not your typical damsel in distress with female characters. They are badass characters. They're so badass in their own right.
Killed it.
I'll be back in 2.5 hours.
Zoe, she steals the show every time she's on camera. Such a badass in her own right. Does not need anybody to save her. So cool. Like, I can't wait till everyone watches it. But there are some movies coming out that I feel just as passionate about. I got a opportunity, and I'll give you a quick take. Sonic 2. Better than Sonic 1. I loved Sonic 1. It was fun, great for families, tons of comedy. If you have kids, if you don't have kids, if you're a fan of the Sega franchise, the Sonic franchise and Sega, go watch Sonic 2. You will not be disappointed. The cast is the same. Oh my God. Everybody in it shines. The human characters, Sonic voice actors. Idris Elba as Knuckles is the greatest thing I've seen in animation in a long time. Yes, and it's so good.
Oh God, what are those other characters?
Tails.
They have Tails, and I won't spoil everything, but they have Tails and Knuckles are the main characters you're gonna see. But you do see characters from other worlds. You do get peeks at other worlds as well. And Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's phenomenal in the role. Totally owns it. Great villain. It's just, you need to see it. Can't say enough good things about it. My wife and I.
Speak on one of the comments.
What?
Rogue?
Our boys are going off on the Batman villains and DC characters. I saw this article. They asked Robert Pattinson, who is a Batman villain that you would love to see in the big screen? And he said Condiment Man.
Condiment Man.
Yeah.
I've been trying to say.
Guy, shoots mustard and ketchup at people.
I've been trying to see that. What do we got in the comments? Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. Yeah, they're working on a Blue Beetle and a Booster Gold, so we're going to get both soon. WB's working on those. Hopefully they're as good as this, because we did have a pretty good Peacemaker series that came out also. But
oh my gosh, yes.
Sonic 2, go watch it. The other quick take I'll give on a movie, probably the closest to the Batman. Sonic became my number 2 favorite film behind the Batman, and it got booted out by Ambulance. Jake Gyllenhaal in Ambulance is so good. Michael Bay, forget everything you know about Michael Bay. This movie has heart. This movie has humor and
explosions.
Some cutting not just explosions, some cutting edge tech for these practical explosions. Because Michael Bay loves to be as practical as possible, but now with new drone technology, you get in the action. At one point, and you see it in the trailer, the drone camera flies over the ambulance and then underneath a car that's flipping over a ramp. When you see this shot, there's no motion sickness because the frame rate and resolution is so high. Unlike VR, you don't have that movement where your image isn't matching up with your inner ear. The resolution's so crisp that there's no motion sickness. But man, these shots are unlike anything you've ever seen in an action movie. Cool. Michael Bay is a kid in a candy store in his element, and the writers for this gave it enough heart that you're going to cry in this movie. You're going to laugh in this movie. But this tale of 2 mixed race brothers, it's an awesome story, and the female actress in it is phenomenal. She's been in several action films now. Straw Hat Goofy actually got to interview her on the red carpet, and she said she wanted to be a badass in her next action film because she's done a couple, but she's kind of just been girl in the fridge or hostage for a lot of them. But she wants to be the badass kicking ass next time. She has some action in this one. Jake Gyllenhaal, though, you don't know who to love, who to hate. The whole story is just phenomenal. Go watch it. Ambulance, can't recommend it enough. That's my quick take on those 2, and they will be out in theaters this weekend. So
Juan, I gotta ask, what happened with the popcorn that night?
Nothing.
Doesn't want to talk about it, Trey.
Not absolutely nothing.
Talk about it.
There was.
Okay.
Okay.
Look,
fine.
So
fine.
You're so little.
Fine. Thank you, Gigi. Thank you.
Why are you so small?
Well, because I feel small because I had an incident with the popcorn and it was kind of tough. My wife.
Trey, why'd you make him feel small?
My wife failed to put adequate butter in the popcorn. Right? She didn't come through with the butter. Well, Trey, if you know anything about popcorn, when you got dry ass popcorn, shit happens. You might choke on some dry ass popcorn because you ain't got no butter on it. Yeah, it's bad news. So my wife didn't put adequate butter on the popcorn, so that had set me up for failure. She gave it to me, and I kind of choked on a dry piece of popcorn, and kind of tipped over the popcorn bucket.
So just a heads up, we're probably gonna take another hiatus because Juan's gonna die tonight.
Well, I'm saying if you butter the popcorn right, it kind of sticks together when it tips, so it doesn't fall out because the butter kind of holds it together, it congeals. So, yeah, she uploaded an image of me kind of sad at my fallen popcorn.
It is very sad.
My cookie was intact on my lap, though. I never lost sight of the cookie.
That is a meme-worthy photo. My favorite part of that photo, I swear the lady's like side-eyeing you in the very back, just like, you idiot.
Oh, yeah. The guy in front of me was like, what did you do? I was like, look, man, she didn't butter the popcorn right. And she also gave me ojo. She was like giving me ojo, like staring at me.
She did.
And
you could see the ojo.
Yes. And she also said, here, hold the popcorn because I don't want to drop it. Why are you going to put that out there? Why don't you just tell me to hold the popcorn? Why are you going to put that out in the universe and jinx me like that? And it just, no, it's not good juju. It's not good juju. So
careful with your popcorn, folks, when you go back to theaters.
Yes. But
butter it up.
But the cinema experience is back. Ambulance, very much so, is a movie I highly recommend you see in theaters. Sonic, the same thing, but if you got kids and you want to watch it at home, it's going to be just as good. The humor, the entertainment.
That's what I'll probably end up doing.
Yeah.
I hate going to theaters with my young children.
You have the growing boy face.
Then they're like, can I get this? And I'm like, no. I'm not going to spend $10 for you to get a pack of jelly beans.
I think I spent $120 in tickets and snacks. Just $60 in snacks, $60 in tickets for the next film we're going to talk about. Morbius was not as bad as the reviews are saying. I think it has like a 17 on Rotten Tomatoes, and people are slamming this movie. It's not as bad as that rating. It was a good viewing experience. I wouldn't rewatch the movie per se. There is an end credit scene you want to stay for that is kind of confusing, that has larger ramifications, but I'm not going to spoil that at all. But I would recommend, if you are a fan of Marvel, then watch Morbius. It's a good movie. It does have issues with some action sequences. The third act, it is a long movie. It's definitely longer than it needs to be. Coming in over 2 hours long. It's could have cut a lot of stuff. But Jared Leto is pretty good in the movie, and the actors kind of save what is not a horrible story, but a lackluster one. You can definitely tell the difference between an MCU film and a Sony-produced Marvel film. And if I had to compare it to one, Trey, you made me the other day, Thor Dark World would be the MCU equivalent of this movie. Not terrible, but
it has its moments.
Yeah, it definitely has its moments.
It does. It has 17% on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics' consensus, cursed with uninspired effects, rote performances, and a borderline nonsensical story. This jury mess is a vain attempt to make Morbius happen. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, there is definitely a vibe of like this movie had to be made, as opposed to this was a passion project they wanted to make. Yeah, no, they're definitely they're making the same mistake the WB did in trying to create their own universe. So they need to fix that and slow their roll, because they're trying too many things. They're trying to connect too many things at once, and it's not working for them.
Sorry, you're not Disney Plus with your Marvel shows.
Oh my God, that Moon Knight show.
Yeah.
Oof. I could rant about it, but I'll rant about it on a TikTok or a different review, guys, because we've been going for an hour and 11 minutes.
Is amazing.
Phenomenal.
Well, the first 15 minutes were technical issues.
True. So I guess we're almost good on time. But yes, Trey, go ahead. Give us your thoughts on Moon Knight. You've seen both episodes, haven't you?
Yes. Going in knowing very little about the Moon Knight franchise in the comics, I'm hooked. If you're a fan of like Egyptian lore and mythology, this is your show.
100%. The acting in it is incredible because Oscar Isaac is playing multiple characters and killing all of them. He's doing great. Like they're so different and distinct in tone, pitch, accent, body posture. Like
Split almost.
Exactly like Split. Exactly like that, in that it looks like a totally different performance, and it is a totally different performance. So action, Marvel, it's a standalone, so you don't need to know anything else about the MCU to jump right into Moon Knight. You'll still love every bit of it. But that, I think, is all the show we have. I think the movie reviews, we went through all our stuff. Now all we have left, let me check my topic list to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Oh, another show that recently came out. Real hot take. I think Juan and I both seen. Gigi, I don't think you've seen it yet.
Real talk,
but I know Rory did. I know Rory did, and was not a fan. The new Paramount Plus show Halo.
Oh, I like the first episode. I haven't seen the second one, but I really like the first one.
You've never played the games.
Never. And all my friends who have played the games fucking hate it. Fucking hate it. They hate it so bad.
I usually give shows 3 or 4 episodes before I write it off. So I'm still riding that wave. I'm not a huge fan of it right now, but I've got 2 more episodes before I write it off.
I'm on board. I'm in. I have no experience with the game, so that is definitely helping my viewing experience of Halo. Yeah, I'm in. I'm on board. But that's pretty much it, folks. Those are all the topics we have for this week. We will be making some TikToks on hot takes of other things we enjoy. We'll be making short form content for YouTube. So if you enjoy this podcast, keep coming back to it. We will be here Thursday at 8 p.m. on Twitch. Thank you so much, Dylan, and everybody else who chimed in, Krista, everybody who let us know about the technical issues. We have them figured out now. We have the settings dialed in. We will be ready for the next show. But yeah, we'll be at a couple cons. Look for us there. Look for us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. We'll be all over these streams. And we will have guests back. We're just kind of get our own footing here, get ourselves situated, and then go right back into the flow of things. So thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, you want to say your goodbyes? There you go. They said goodbye. That's the perfect exit. Bye.
Bye. Thank y'all for joining.
Shout out to Kyber Crystal Cosplay.
Always. Kyber Crystal for life. We'll see you guys. We out. Peace.